Welcome back to my channel. This is Chats with Dee, and in this video we are discussing requirements for birth certification overview. So I hope you're ready because this is a lot. But I'm going to try to skim but not skim just to give y'all the meat of the certification and requirements. Mind you, after the required 3-day training, you have to purchase a certification handbook afterwards. Well, packet. It's a certification packet. It is $50 and you have to purchase it after you take the training in order to get certified. So within this packet, it lists everything that you need to do, all the things that you need going forward. So one of the things you need for certification is 3 births. You will need 3 births as of the certification I'm working on, unless they changed it. I don't think they would have from 2017. Still the same for me. But so you do need to have 3 births. I hope y'all can't see how trifling this book is because something spilled on it and I really want a new one. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, so 3. So I'm going to, you see me looking down because I want to read to y'all exactly what it is, and how, you know, just from the book. I want to read it to y'all from the book. So, provide birth doula labor support to several clients and their families. Choose 3 support experiences for certification. All 3 of these support experiences must take place after attending the DonaDoula approved birth doula workshop and after purchasing the birth doula certification packet. So, meaning you cannot be like, oh, I've attended 3 births, so I'm about to have such and such whose birth you attended. Fill out these forms and 3, I'm done. I've been in plenty of births. 3 is nothing. It has to be 3 after you've completed training and after you completed this packet, and it can't be before. So for each of the 3 qualifying labor support experiences, you will need to submit the following documentation: a DonaDoula confidentiality release, a good evaluation of labor support service by the birthing person, a good evaluation of labor services by the attending midwife, physician, or nurse. The professional should have been informed at the onset that you are a doula working towards certification, that you will be requesting of evaluation after the birth. Ideally, the professional will also have been shown the form and the questions ahead of time so they know what to pay attention to. So what the nurse will be looking at will be observing how you interact with the mom during labor and birth repeatedly and over a period of time. You also will have to have a birth doula support record sheets, and I will show you what that looks like, a blank one of course. Note, choose the form corresponding to the type of birth you attended. Only 1 C-section birth may be submitted for certification. And I did want to say that, so it can only be 1 C-section, so you can't like attend all 3 and turn them in. Only 1 C-section is allowed, and your certification packet includes 3 options: for labor ending in a vaginal birth, for labor ending in an unplanned or emergency C-section, and for a planned C-section birth without preceding labor. But this is a record sheet. It's a blank one. It looks like this. It's DonaDoula. And it just asks us questions like the client's profile and history, labor and birth. So you'll get this information after she signs the confidentiality form, which I try to do nothing without them signing the confidentiality form. So that is that. And the one I showed you guys was for unplanned C-section. So yeah. So you'll have to write an essay on the value and purpose for labor support. You will also have to have a current membership. You have to have a current membership with DonaDoula International to be able to submit your certification. You will have to have a written reference from a health professional, and then a client reference in a sealed envelope. So that is that. And there is I think I did say that, it's an application to turn in your certification. Also, you will have to develop a list of 45 resources for your area or your community. So yeah, so it'll have to come from 30 different categories, but it has to be a list of 45. It says submit the list sorted into categories in a logical way and in a paper saving format. like spreadsheet or in columns in a small but legible font size. But somewhere else I read like how it has to be typed up. So like it could just be typed up on a separate paper. But I have to, yeah. So anywho, you have to also attend a breastfeeding education and a childbirth education. So whether that's class or online lecture. So for childbirthing class, there are four options. So let me read them to you. So the first one is training in childbirth education or midwifery. So you should be active as a midwife or a childbirth educator at the time of submission or retired less than 3 years prior to. Or B, recent experience in labor and delivery as a licensed practical or registered nurse. Your experience should be from within 3 years of the time of your application. Or C, observation of an entire series of a childbirth preparation class taught to a group of pregnant people as an observer, not a participant, which is what I did. I attended a childbirth full series class. Definitely. So, and there is a form. Yeah, there's a form that follows with the childbirth class that you have to fill out, which will come in your certification packet. Or D, introduction to childbirth for doulas class taught by a conjunction with the DONA approved birth doula workshop. So yeah. So the breastfeeding, so I'm moving on to that was childbirth educator, the childbirth education class that we have to take, but I do want to be a childbirth educator. Comment down below if you also are looking into being a childbirth educator. So basics for breastfeeding requirements. So it has to be like a 3-hour education. So you need proof of completion of one of the accepted online breastfeeding study programs, or completed and signed breastfeeding class attendance verification form if you've already taken one, or proof of a completion of lactation consultant, lactation counselor or educator, breastfeeding peer counselor or community breastfeeding educated trainer. We will also accept documentation showing current approval as a La Leche leg leader. So if I mess that up, I tried. But yeah, there's that. And then you have to read and sign the Birth Doula Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. So you have to do all of this within 2 years that you purchase the packet. So you'll receive an email from DONA saying that this is your PDF file of the packet. Please write this date on top of your packet. 2 years from this date, it will expire. So yeah, so you have 2 years to crack down on. That's why I was saying from the training, if I didn't network or know other doulas or like got into a good program for assistance, I would feel lost and overwhelmed, honestly, after training because I didn't see all this coming. Oh, and I almost forgot, there's also a reading list. I don't know how I skipped it, but I don't have my glasses on. They're like really lost this time because if I can't find my glasses within a week, I consider them like really, really lost. So, and I have 2 pair. But then you have to also complete a required reading from the Birth Doula required reading list. Yeah, so there's a reading list and you have to select from each category a book from that category. And I will get into that in another video. But I did want to show you the book. So we actually received one of our books from our training. So that's pretty much all these books are doula, from my doula training, and then I have other ones that I just bought on my own, and just stay educated on what I'm doing. But I did want to show you, this is the Birth Partner, the 4th edition. It's a complete guide to childbirth for dads, doulas, and all other labor companions by Penny Simpkin. We were given this at training, and this is one of the required readings. As you can see, I have a bunch of sticky notes, and like I have highlighting and writing in here. It's so good because you get the point of view of the client, the doula, the dad, like how you should feel, like what you can do, like a whole bunch of information like that. It's like really, really awesome. And then I like the positions, like it even shows you like different positions like you can do. And it's kind of like a doula Bible, to be honest. Like I hope you see in there, but I don't want to get too much into that because I will do a book video from the required reading list for the Birth Doula certification. So until next time, be safe, peace, much love.